In this video, we're going to do an activity to investigate the concept of randomness. Pretend you're flipping a fair coin. Without actually flipping a coin, imagine the first toss. Write down the result you see in your mind, heads or tails. Imagine a second coin flip. Write down the result. Keep doing this until you've recorded the results of 50 imaginary flips. Write your results in groups of 5 to make them easier to read, like this: H, T, H, T, H, T, T, H, H, T, etc. So take a minute and do 50 coin flips and write them in the space. Okay, so here is an example of a student's 50 coin flips. So what I want you to do in your 50 coin flips is to do what I've done here, is circle the longest run that you have, whether it's tails or heads. And also remember, it can go from one group to the other. So for example, this is T, T, T. That could also be a group of 3 here. Oh, so actually my longest run is actually 4. I made a mistake in here. My longest run here actually should have been 4. Okay, so remember to go from line to line and group to group. Okay, so my longest run is 4. Now, what we did after that is we made a graph of the class results. Okay, so I look at the class results. Probably one of those 3 should have actually been a 4. So I am going to make a quick adjustment to that. Okay, so here are the class results. This is a probability distribution from our simulation. So one person, their longest result was 3. 3 people had a longest run of 4, and 1 of 5, and 2 of 6. Now let's do another version of the same simulation, only using our calculator. So using a random number generator on your calculator, random int, we're going to make 0 be tails, 1 represent heads, and then we are going to do a simulation involving finding 50 coin tosses. So if you write 0, 1, 0, 1, 10 in random int, this generates 10 random integers of either 0 or 1. And once again, you're going to go through and look up what is the longest run. And once again, remember to go from line to line. So for example, this would be 1, 1, 1. That would be a run of 3. Once again, my highest in my example here was a run of 4. So I had every member of the class do this, and then we compiled our results. Okay, so I hadn't added my result to this one yet, so I will put my result on here. So what we noticed here were that if X were the longest runs in the self-generated list of 50, and the circle here, the red circle, is the longest run on the calculator list, notice that in general, the runs on the calculator list tend to be a little longer than the runs on the self-generated list. Specifically, nobody had any really long runs of 8 or 9 in their own list, but that happened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 out of 9 times we had a run that long on the calculator generated list. So it turns out that the actual random process on the calculator contained longer runs of either heads or tails than students thought there would be. So this shows us that our intuition about randomness isn't always correct. And we're going to look at another example of that in the next activity.